Most onboard PC audio suffers from static interference or weak sound quality. I analyzed the top 5 PCIe sound cards that actually eliminate interference and deliver studio-grade audio. What I discovered about driver stability will prevent you from buying sound cards that crash or underperform. Here we go. Starting off at number 5, this one tackles something most gamers deal with, but rarely fix properly. We have the Creative Sound Blaster Xonar Gaming Audiophile card. Here's what's surprising. This card pushes a signal-to-noise ratio of 124 decibels. That translates to audio that's over 99.99% pure. No hiss, no background buzz, just clean sound. For reference, that's more than 34 times cleaner than what you'd get from typical onboard audio. But here's where it gets interesting. The built-in headphone amp supports studio-grade cans up to 600 ohm impedance, so if you've invested in high-end headphones, you're actually getting everything they can deliver. Most motherboard audio just can't push enough power for that. The Crystal Voice technology handles both sides of communication. Your voice comes through clearer in multiplayer lobbies and video calls. You can even tweak your voice with Crystal Voice FX to match your game persona, which sounds gimmicky, but actually works well for content creators building a specific audio brand. Now, Scout Mode is designed specifically for competitive gaming. It amplifies distant sound, so you hear footsteps and movements before your opponents do. That's a legitimate tactical edge in shooters where audio cues make the difference. What's even better is the instant headphone and speaker switching. Just flip a physical switch. No more crawling under your desk to unplug cables when you switch between setups. It also handles Dolby Digital Live and DTS Connect, so you can pipe full 5.1 surround through a single optical cable to your home theater system. Keep in mind that this is designed for users who already have quality headphones or speakers to pair with it. The card brings the power and clarity, but your output devices need to match that level. Link is in the description. Next up at number 4, this one tackles clean audio without overcomplicating your setup. We have the Asus Xonar AE soundboard. This solves a problem most users face, getting noticeably better audio without needing a degree in sound engineering to set it up. The C-Media 6632 AE processor handles the heavy lifting automatically, so you're not stuck tweaking endless settings for hours just to get decent sound. The signal-to-noise ratio sits at 110 decibels. That's clean enough to eliminate the background hiss and electrical interference you'd typically hear from motherboard audio. Your music and games come through clear, without that annoying buzz or static during quiet moments. Here's what makes this practical. The PCIe connection keeps it physically isolated from the electromagnetic interference that plagues onboard solutions. Your graphics card and other components aren't bleeding noise into your audio signal anymore. That separation alone accounts for most of the quality improvement you'll notice, and this is the part most reviews don't mention. Asus has been in the sound card game long enough to nail driver stability. You're not dealing with constant updates breaking things, or compatibility headaches every time Windows updates. It just works, without the usual troubleshooting drama. For someone upgrading from basic motherboard audio, the difference hits you immediately. Clearer voice chat in multiplayer games, better instrument separation when listening to music, and sound effects that don't blend into muddy noise during chaotic gameplay. The installation is straightforward too. Pop it into an available PCIe slot, install the driver, and you're done. No external power connectors or complicated cable management. Worth mentioning that this focuses on delivering solid fundamentals rather than packing in flashy extra features. It's about doing the core audio processing well, without adding layers of software bloat or gimmicks you might never actually use. Link is in the description. At number 3, this one focuses on something gamers and streamers actually need daily. We have the Creative Sound Blaster Audigy FX V2. What makes this practical is how it handles both your audio output and your communication setup in one card. The SmartComms kit includes voice detect technology that automatically unmutes you when you start speaking, so you're not fumbling for hotkeys mid-game or during a call. The noise clean feature works on both ends of the conversation, cutting out background noise and static that normally clutters voice chat. The audio specs deliver 24-bit at 192 kHz playback with 120 decibel dynamic range. That's clean enough to eliminate the static and interference you'd hear from motherboard audio. Your CPU also gets a break, since the card handles all the processing instead of adding to your system load during intense gaming sessions. Now, the built-in headphone amp pushes enough power for up to 600 ohm studio headphone. If you've invested in quality cans, you're getting the full output they're designed for. Most onboard solutions just can't deliver that kind of drive. Additionally, Scout Mode mode amplifies positional cues in game. Footsteps and distant movements come through clearer, which gives you a real edge in competitive shooters, where hearing your opponent first matters. The form factor is half height, so it fits in compact builds without blocking other expansion slots or interfering with your graphics card. Plus, there's an optional daughter board you can add later to expand from 5.1 to 7.1 discrete surround and add DSD 256 playback support. One thing to note is that the SmartComms kit features require Windows 10 or later to access through the Creative app. Link is in the description. These products are great, but there are hundreds of deals every day, and most of them are trash. That's why I pick the 5 best from each category every day and post them for free on Telegram. And you can choose only the categories that interest you, with zero spam. Link in the description. Next up at number 2, here's where software integration makes a real difference. We have the Creative Sound Blaster ZSE sound card. The standout feature is the pre-tuned gaming EQ profiles. Creative built specific audio profiles for titles like Apex Legends, Fortnite, PUBG, and Overwatch. Instead of spending hours tweaking equalizer settings from scratch, you select your game from the Sound Blaster command software, and the card automatically optimizes the audio for that specific title. You can still adjust it further if needed, but the baseline tuning is already dialed in. The audio specs back this up with 116 decibel signal to noise ratio at 24-bit, 192 kHz. That's clean enough to eliminate the background static and interference from onboard solutions. The gold-plated connectors add another layer of signal integrity, reducing oxidation and maintaining consistent connection quality over time. Now, the ASIO support is where this gets technical. Audio stream input-output gives you low-latency performance that matters for recording or streaming. Your audio processing happens with minimal delay, which keeps your voice and game audio perfectly synced without the lag that typically plagues software-based solutions. The surround sound handling is flexible too. You get 7.1 virtual surround on both headphones and speakers, plus discrete 5.1 for speaker setups, and you can switch between headphones and speakers directly through the software, instead of physically unplugging cables every time you change your setup. Additionally, the card supports Dolby Digital Live and DTS encoding for routing multi-channel audio through a single optical connection to external receivers or sound system. Just remember, this focuses heavily on gaming optimization. If you're not using those specific game titles or don't need the pre-tuned profiles, some of the value proposition shifts. Link is in the description. Before we reveal our number 1, be sure to check out the description below for the freshest deals on each of these items. And finally, number 1. This is where simultaneous multi-channel recording actually works the way it should. We have the ESI Maya 44EX PCIe audio interface. Picture this, you're tracking a live session with vocals, guitar, and a synth line, all running at once. This handles 4 simultaneous inputs and 4 simultaneous outputs without choking. That's full duplex operation, meaning you're recording multiple sources while monitoring your mix in real time, with zero compromise on either end. The AD converter sits at 102 decibels, and the DA converter pushes 108 decibels. That spread gives you transparent recording on the way in and clean playback on the way out. Your source material stays intact through the entire signal chain. No added noise floor creeping into your takes during quiet passages. Now, the built-in microphone preamp includes 48-volt phantom power, so your condenser mics get proper voltage without needing an external preamp between your mic and the interface. That's one less box in your signal chain and one less potential point of failure or coloration. What's practical here is the high-Z instrument input. You can plug your guitar or bass directly into the card without a DI box. The high-impedance input preserves the natural tone of your pickups instead of loading them down like a standard line input would. The 24-bit depth at 96 kHz sample rate covers professional recording standards. You're capturing enough resolution for serious production work, not just basic demo tracking. ESI backs this with a 2-year warranty and round-the-clock support from teams in both the US and Germany. When you hit a technical issue at midnight before a session deadline, that actually matters. Worth mentioning that this is built for recording and production workflows rather than gaming-specific features. If you need virtual surround or game audio profiles, this takes a different approach entirely. Link is in the description. Now you know which cards eliminate interference without driver crashes or disappointing performance. For recording and production, number 1, with multi-channel inputs. For high-impedance headphone, go with number 5. For competitive gaming, with pre-tuned profiles, check number 2. For streaming, with auto unmute. Number 3, PC component prices shift with new releases, so check the links in the description. Now,